My name is Ken Cohen. I am the Senior Vice President of Business Development and Consumer Sales for JK Moving, the largest independent mover in North America. Our journey with Enhancify started before I even knew who Enhancify was. JK Moving provides a first-class move. We have been in business for 42 years. We have an A+ on the Better Business Bureau for each of every one of those years. We have over 500 Google reviews. We have 5 DOT complaints in the last 3 years compared to other companies that have hundreds. We provide a high quality service. There's an expression in the moving business that sometimes the lowest quote can cost you the most at the end of the day. And most people don't understand that. What most people do, what is human nature, is on average, people get 3 quotes. The actual number is 3.2 quotes. And they'll generally throw out the highest and lowest and see what they have left in the middle. A JK may not be the lowest quote. JK, however, will provide you the highest quality. We've never missed a pickup. We have on-time deliveries. We have the lowest claims in the country. And all of that, like going for a gourmet meal, if you go through the drive-thru at Wendy's, you'll get a burger and fries and a shake, and you'll get a price that matches a burger and fry and shake. It's not a gourmet meal. If you want a gourmet meal, it's not the cost of the value meal at Wendy's. As part of the JK value proposition, where we have so many reasons why a customer should select us, including the lowest claims in the country. But even with great movers, things happen. We always pitch packing and full valuation protection because those things will protect the customer. And of course, they cost a little bit more. A high quality move costs a little bit more, just like a gourmet meal costs more than McDonald's, just like a car costs more than a bicycle. And we want to make sure we're delivering that high quality move with background check, drug screen employees. At the same time that the COVID pandemic is hitting and people have to move. They didn't plan on moving, they didn't budget for moving, and they had to move. And we're talking to lots of customers and they just couldn't afford the JK move. They would go and fall into the tricks, the trials and tribulations of the 7,000 moving companies that are out there. There's probably another 7,000 that are not licensed, who give them one estimate and then when it's move day, either don't show up or it's a different price. And I was getting calls back. Someone didn't show up. They had now had to use us. And all of these horrific stories that plague the industry are happening to people that are forced to move because of the pandemic. So I said, let me find a solution. How can I go out and find a partner that is willing and has the ability to provide that type of funding? So, search Google, came up with about 10 companies, including Enhancify. Again, I've heard of the other 9. You've probably heard of them also. And then there was Enhancify, and I went through all 10. And then when I chatted with Enhancify, I went through the customer experience. I filled out something online, took seconds, soft clone my credit report. I then used chat and I said, I had a question. I wasn't sure how to answer something. Within 5 minutes, somebody was calling me from Enhancify. And then I told them, well, I'm not really a customer, but I am someone that wants to bring you multiple customers. But I was just so impressed with the customer journey and the experience, how easy the platform was to use. We were filling out your information yourself. 90 seconds or less, you're getting whether you're pre-approved or not pre-approved. Once you're pre-approved, then there's a whole slew of options that you only have to fill out once to find all the options available. It was easy. There was no recourse to JK, which of course we want to ensure that high quality customers are coming to Enhancify for loans, but JK wasn't on the hook if they didn't pay. Happy to say in the hundreds of applications and the 45% of those applications where customers have gone through with the financing, everybody has paid, but there was no recourse to JK. So after several discussions with the folks at Enhancify, with the leadership at JK Moving that's never done anything like this in the past, we decided to do a trial. And that trial has turned into 13 months working together, 217 customers requesting information, 45% of those being pre-approved, 57 loans that total over $500,000. And through all that activity, through 13 months, one complaint from a customer who was declined financing, and Enhancify has nothing to do with that, nothing to do with the, they're simply taking the data of the customer, which their credit history. What's really exciting is I believe we're just scratching the surface. We started using Enhancify as a customer saying, you know, I want to move with you, I really can't afford it. So we brought it up as a proactive offer. A reactive offer, because we didn't want to offend anybody. We don't, if you need financing, let us know. And so after doing this for 13 months, after really getting a gauge with our customers, what we find out is remarkably, customers love it. With the 0% interest financing available through Enhancify. So let me say that again, in case someone was listening. Interest rates as low as 0%. Whether a customer needs financing or not, why not take advantage of the ability to use someone else's money for your move? Why not take advantage of having your car moved as well and using the same funding as all aspects of your move? What's really been nice for my team and for the company, as we've been able to provide this now proactively. We have it on our website, and the growth over the last 13 months, which was, how do we want to mention? How do we mention it? We've tried different scripts too. I don't want to offend everybody. Now that we got our sea legs under us, now that we have the confidence in it's 90 seconds when you fill out the portal, get your application, Mr. Customer, let me help you with that. Now that we know there's going to be nothing to jeopardize the move because of the relationship with Enhancify that the customer goes through, and our companies share the same core values and the same customer journey, now we're proactively offering it. And in fact, and this is not a statistical standard, but yesterday, one of our move consultants alone, had 5 different Enhancify loans approved for book moves in one day. The customer needed the financing, they got it approved, and they booked the move. Now, again, we've never had 5 before. Hopefully we'll have 5 continually, but it's telling me that people are comfortable now. My team is comfortable offering it. And so now that as one team is comfortable, we are sharing the news with other aspects of the organization, and our sister company, Cap Reload, that does corporate relocations as well as relocations for customers that companies that provide lump sum payments. We're now going to be introducing Enhancify to those customers, not because we don't like the service, because we love the service, because our customers have positive feedback about their experience with Enhancify, and it's still providing the solution of what was set out is how can JK Moving help customers who need a high quality move to afford a high quality move, because quite frankly, how could you afford not to have a high quality move when you are putting your lifelong possessions in the hands and in the truck of somebody that you don't know if they'll even be in business a month from now? They would get 6 stars because 5 stars is a very good rating. But Enhancify every step of the way in our relationship, from starting from the first hello to the renewal of our agreement, everything that was said verbally transpired into an agreement, and even the things that we said verbally that never entered into agreement have materialized. It's the little things. It's the way you do anything is the way you do everything. And everything that Enhancify does has been spot on, exactly what was discussed, no surprises. 5 is not a high enough standard for the work that they've done and what we've done together. I like to think the synergistic effect of the two companies, open communication, open dialogue. A customer calls into you related to the move. Your team is sending that back to me because you don't want to get in the move. If we need some help, customer doesn't understand something, we're sending that over to you to Enhancify. Their team is helping, and proactively, a couple of applications were filled out incorrectly, which caused a rejection. Proactively, the Enhancify team reached out to us to let us contact the customer, and we turned that frown upside down and made them an approved Enhancify customer. I'm not sure 6 is a strong enough rating. I mean, it's everything that Enhancify said they were going to do, they have done. And listen, Enhancify is a company I've never heard of, a newer company getting into the game, but they have 16, at least for the work that we're doing, 16 approved lenders. Think about it. A customer would have to go fill out 16 separate applications at a time when they're moving, the most stressful time in their life. There's not enough time to move. Now you got to go fill out 16 applications. It makes it convenient for the customer to get interest rates as low as 0% if they qualify. And these are all lending institutions you've heard of. You would get approved or not approved as if you went there directly. The difference is 1 application, 16 bites at the apple. I think that's phenomenal. 6.5, you've talked me up. 6.5 stars. Yeah, so a referral is a company's highest compliment. And I can answer a few things for that. One is that we proudly display Enhancify in the JK marketplace for any of the customers coming to our website to go directly to Enhancify, whether they're coming through a move consultant or not. If we were concerned about anything related to that, we wouldn't do it. In fact, many times we are getting notifications from Enhancify that someone filled out a form even before they filled out a lead form. That tells me that people need that financing before they can even decide if they're going to do a move or not. But we proudly display that on our website. We proudly send the link to customers before we even engage in the move, because we know there's nothing that's going to happen with the relationship with Enhancify to jeopardize that move. And related to a referral, as I mentioned earlier, Caprillo is a sister company of JK, owned by Chuck Kuhn, who started JK when he's 16 years old, built it into the North America's largest independent mover and growing. Been in business going on 40 years. About 24 years ago, when he landed the Walmart account, he realized there were some of the moves that JK wasn't a good lane for them. So he started Caprillo, has other suppliers in Caprillo who could service moves that aren't JK lanes, but still gives the corporations a first-class move. And so I have introduced the folks at Caprillo to Enhancify because I believe Enhancify is a trusted partner and want others to use Enhancify. So I absolutely would refer Enhancify because I have referred Enhancify. And interestingly, you said a referral to a family member is a significant item. I've actually filled out an application for our own family when we were looking to do some renovations on our home. If anybody's trying to do renovations, you realize it's about a year backlog on being able to get that done. So when we're ready, we will probably use Enhancify. If we're going to finance, we'll definitely use Enhancify. But it's like that commercial. I'm not just the president, but I'm a member. And I'm not the president of JK, but I firmly believe in Enhancify. Would use it myself. We proudly display it on our website and have introduced it to other parts of our organization.